Greta Van Susteren, who is in Washington, standing by. Greta?
And standing by in Wasilla, Alaska, thank you, Megan, is Governor Sarah Palin. Governor, as you watch these races that come in, your thoughts?
Well, I'm disappointed in some of them, of course. Still cross my fingers, waiting to hear about Ohio, because we know that that's paramount, the road to the White House for Romney, and yet the realization at this point is that those Bain capital ads that the voters just got inundated with early on in Ohio and some of these other areas as it pertained to the auto bailout, I think really hurt Romney.
Well, it's curious. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. The race, the night is still on. It's very close in Florida, very close in Virginia, very close in Ohio. Anything can happen. But in the event that we wake up tomorrow and that President Obama has been reelected, nothing has changed in the Senate. Nothing has changed in the House in terms of balance of power. So that means that we are 18 months later. The House, the Senate, and the White House stays the same. $2 billion is spent in campaigning. Do we expect anything to be different in terms of sequestration, debt, tax cuts by the end of the year? Is there any difference?
Well, unfortunately, we know what we will get with 4 more years of Obama. This really is a catastrophic setback to our economy and to any opportunity that we would have for Supreme Court justices to be appointed who would be strict adherents to the traditional interpretation of what our Constitution says. What we'll get in 4 years is more debt, because Barack Obama has been one to believe that government spending is the answer to the challenges facing America and our job creators. And I'm crossing my fingers, Greta. I'm hoping that things can turn around through these remaining hours of the evening.
But no matter what happens, Governor, even if those states, Florida, Ohio, Virginia, and all the states go Governor Romney's way, and he is the winner tonight, there is no clear mandate from the American people. The country remains divided. And even if Governor Romney should win, he still has a divided House and a divided Senate. And the whole problem is, how do we get this country to move forward? How do you get someone to suddenly, be able to lead and put these parties together so that people actually do sit down and solve these problems?
You do that by following the blueprint that was crafted for us by our founders, which is the path towards a more perfect union. That blueprint is the Constitution. The Constitution says that we'll have a budget, and we've gone 4 years under Barack Obama with no budget, meaning no plan, no priorities with tax dollars to be spent. So you just follow the Constitution, and that's the blueprint, and either one on either side should be able to follow that and be able to unify this nation and bring it forward. But the past is prologue. We saw that Barack Obama wasn't willing to do that, and we don't anticipate that he'd be able to do it in the next 4 years. He doesn't seem to have the desire.
What's it like to be a candidate? And especially, both these candidates, both President Obama and Governor Romney tonight, they don't know who's going to win. And everyone's on pins and needles, and we may be spending weeks counting ballots in this country in those 3 states. Who knows? But what's it like as you sit there and wait and you think, I could win, I could lose?
Well, you know that at this point it's not in your hands anymore, and you've asked the voters for that sacred trust, which is their vote, and you know that if you've done all that you can at that point, then there is nothing else to do. You leave it all out there on the ice, and you just do your very best, and then things unfold as they should.
But do you agree there's no mandate tonight, at least not so far? And that's one of the problems that the two parties have. It's like, if there were a commanding lead by one of them, at least there'd be some idea that, this is the direction the American people want to go?
Perhaps, but a win is a win. You get that W in the column, and that is the direction that the country has chosen. I just cannot believe, though, that the majority of Americans would believe that incurring more debt is good for our economy, for our children's future, for job creators. I cannot believe that the majority of Americans would believe that it's okay not to follow the Constitution and not have a budget. And I can't believe that the majority of Americans would say it's okay to rely on foreign sources of energy instead of drilling and mining our own natural resources. So, it's a perplexing time for many of us right now if things continue in this trend that we have seen earlier tonight.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen. We've seen it before where people have gone to bed early thinking that the race is going to turn out a certain way and being very much surprised in the morning. We're still waiting for those all-important states. And I'm going to toss it back to New York where they're going to tell us when Ohio, Florida, Virginia, and all those states finally do come. But we're all standing by and waiting. Megan and Brett.
Greta, thank you.
Thank you.